Good afternoon and welcome to CVM Live, the noon edition on CVM Television, online at cvmtv.com. And remember, you can download our CVM TV Smart app from the Google Play Store. I'm Whitney Levy. Education Minister Senator Ruel Reid says the ongoing wage negotiations with members of the Jamaica Teachers Association is now a matter for the Ministry of Labour as the sick-out enters its second day. The minister said all efforts were made by his ministry to bring about a solution as he promised earlier in January, but stated the matter doesn't rest solely with his ministry.
The teachers don't negotiate directly with the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, and certainly I want to make it public that I have maintained very close contact in these negotiations and have had several meetings with the JTA and indeed from time to time with representatives of the Ministry of Finance to try to arrive at a resolution. And I want to declare that the local level matters that were in my shop to deal with, we dealt with them very successfully, right? Because remember, we're now down to actually one item that has become an issue. But that one item will have implication for the entire system. It's not although it's one allowance, but it's the principle.
Is that of one of the students caught on a viral video depicting an altercation between students of the Green Island High School in Hanover and a bus conductor has come out expressing remorse for her son's actions. CVM's Nicole Wilson has this report.
It almost seemed like a dramatic presentation as this student in the white shirt from the Hanover-based Green Island High School made a purchase from the vendor. Based on what was posted online, it seemed things suddenly took a turn for the worse as a fellow student approached him holding what appears to be a meat cleaver in his right hand while attempting to administer 2 blows to the right side of his face, the second of which made impact. Another student, who seemed to be on the side of the assailant, stepped in between them, while another student also joining the fight administered a blow to the back of the boy's head. 2 other students can be clearly seen wielding knives, one of whom went in pursuit of the victim as he made his way towards a bus in a bid to escape. A second video shows that bus moving away, at which time at least 3 students hurled missiles at the vehicle. It appears a window was smashed. It's not clear what level of harm was sustained by the boy in the white shirt. CVM Live made contact with the Green Island High School and spoke with the vice principal. She told us the administration is aware of the incident and it has been reported to the police. The school official also said they have contacted the parents of the students involved and have launched their own investigations. Nicole Wilson.
At least one corporate area primary school has been putting measures in place to help the students preparing for the upcoming grade 6 achievement test, which is only days away and is a major decider for placement and matriculation into the secondary school system. Principal of the Holy Family Primary and Infant School, Christopher Wright, says despite what has been considered a sick-out by teachers across the island, efforts are being made to help with final exam preparations.
About 4 of the teachers are here along with my vice principals. We have about 6 students who are preparing for the GSAT, and we are here working with them. So as the students come for grades, if they are here from grade 6, we have put some things in place to ensure that they benefit from being here. But the majority of the population did not show today, neither some of the teachers. I'm not sure as to why. No one has communicated anything to me as it relates to why they are not here. But I'm here and I'm here to work.
He admits no formal word has been had from the teachers who have not shown up for work as to what has prevented them from taking up their duties, but he hopes for a speedy resolution.
I haven't really spoken to them much. I just asked them how they're doing, and they reported that they're doing well and they are here. So we didn't get too much into how they are feeling as yet. You know, maybe by lunchtime we'll have a conversation as to what exactly is happening with them and how they are feeling, etc. and so forth. Well, I'm just hoping that this will end soon so that we can get on with the business of education. That's what we are here to do, and we'll continue to do that until the time comes.
What has since been dubbed a sick-out by scores of teachers island-wide has resulted in the disruption of classroom activities and teaching exercises following a fallout in wage negotiations with the unions representing public school teachers and the government. Meanwhile, developer of the Cheetah app, Dr. Paulette Trowers, says despite the industrial action taken by teachers, her company will not postpone the week of activities that were planned for schools. The Cheetah app is an educational tool designed to help primary school students who are preparing for the grade 6 achievement test. Trowers says she had planned activities under the theme Creating Cheetah GSAT Top Achievers to empower students for the exam that will determine their secondary school placement.
Going on. We still have to look out for the welfare of our children. We're going to be taking a life-changing exam next week. So we are here today at this particular school to give them more content. We're going to be putting on some content on the tablets that have already purchased from us. And also we're going to be giving out an ebook, a free ComTask practice test with some sample answers.
Adds that students have to be focused during this period as the date of the examination will not be changed.
And we ask the parents, regardless of what's going on, I'm reminded of the story of the Pied Piper. They took the children away because they did not pay the Pied Piper. And whose fault was it? Who was it supposed to be blamed? Was it the villagers? Was it the parents? Was it the students themselves who did not help themselves? So we are here to say that regardless of whether or not the Pied Piper is being paid, that we are going to empower the students and the parents and say, here are the tools that you could utilize on your own with Cheetah's help.
On Monday, scores of teachers failed to turn up for school island-wide following the government's failure to meet their wage demands. With that report, we go to Khadija Thomas.
The ease of traffic coming into the corporate area Monday morning was one of the first signs that something had gone awry. Students boarding buses to return home was the second sign that a number of schools were not in session as a result of the fallout in the wage negotiation between teachers and the government. It's the first day of the school week, and the students were seen walking idly by and outside school corridors, socializing with friends, as there was no one available to begin classes. Principal of Yalas High School, Mark Malabva, says the school was not adversely affected by the industrial action, as the ratio of teachers to students was average.
I have a full complement of students. It's a regular school day as far as the students are concerned. As far as teachers are concerned, I have 72% attendance. So roughly about 43 teachers are here of 59.
Meanwhile, in St. Elizabeth, Lacovia High School grade 11 students were upset that teachers did not show for classes.
Me have class tomorrow because I have SBA to go to. Huh? Me have SBA to go to.
Yeah, I have SBA to do, but I'm in a level grade.
I come on my strap and then we have CXC to go to. What can I say that?
The principal, Hope Morgan, says they had to make provisions for students who turned out for school.
As administrators, we have to ensure the safety and security of our students. So we did our best in engaging them for the morning shift and the afternoon as far as it's possible.
Over at Windward Road Primary and Junior High, acting principal Noel Pennant says the teachers feel that they have been dealt with in a draconian manner.
Well, we will watch and see what happens based on today's activities. We'll see what the government says or the Ministry of Education says is the directive, because as it is right now, some person should have been deployed within the school to fill the gaps where teachers have fallen short, but we have not seen any persons as yet.
Khadija Thomas, CVM Live.
The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has again partnered with a local community radio station in St. James to train youth for community journalism. Here again is Khadija Thomas.
What started out with 3 aspiring young community journalists ended with 2, after one of the participants, Nicardo Green, was killed in community violence. It was a 3-month hands-on course in on-air technique and radio studio engineering sponsored by USAID, geared towards community engagement and possible employment. The tragedy did not prevent the two young men, Chad Edwards and Zanu Gordon, from completing the course in their deceased friend's honor. The director of More 91.7 FM, Patrick Williams, says youths are given the opportunity to learn about radio journalism in order to better themselves and their communities.
We have seen big changes in the communities itself, where persons have put certain things that they used to do, they put it aside. Like some of the bad man them, they really put on the badness and take up the radio, and doing very, 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 very well in themselves in terms of developing their own communities as well.
He says even though there are instances of deviant behavior in the Western communities, he has seen noticeable transformation among young men. Meanwhile, one of the participants, Chad Edwards, says the training has now prepared him for the field of journalism.
We live in a world today where there is a disintegrating value system. And it is said that youths, we are the future. Now, if we allow the negativity to unfold and to play out as we're seeing today, then we won't have a future. But somebody has to do something about it, else we won't have any future.
Khadija Thomas, CVM Live.
Following the delisting of Portmore's first ever route taxi association last week, members of that organization have taken steps to create a new entity that will be positioned to abide by the structures of the Transport Authority. CVM's Joel Koskiel reports.
What was once the Portmore Route Taxi Association has now been transformed into the Portmore Sunshine Route Taxi Association as a result of the delisting of the former company by the Transport Authority last week.
It is with great pleasure and hard work that I call this introductory meeting of the new association, the Portmore Sunshine Route Taxi Association, to order. In a matter of 72 hours, we were able to put together an organization of this caliber, the first in the history of Jamaica.
Mr. Newman, the head of the Transport Operators Development Sustainable Service, TODS, described how the new association will abide by the rules and stipulations of the Transport Authority.
This association will maintain the stethoscope of the Transport Authority, will live up to the rules and the regulation of Transport Authority, and anything goes wrong with this group, they should be deemed unfit to serve the operators and especially the owners of public transportation.
The idea to form a new association was suggested by Corporate Communications Manager of the Transport Authority, Petra Keane Williams, during Clear the Air talks at the end of last week, and Mr. Newman commented on how long it will take to get the association regularized.
I don't expect it to be on 1 week to have everything in place. Monday morning, I will go to register a company, myself and Mr. Murray, to have the organization registered. By Tuesday, I'm expected to meet with the minister by the latest Wednesday morning, to have him advise Transport Authority to give us an extension of time. So the 31st of March come, and things are not well with you, hope it will be well, then we'll have an extension. And we're provided with a credential that the police won't trouble us.